love Alton Brown, so please join me as I cook through all 4 volumes of the Good Eats cookbooks. This week on the AB project...
3, 2, 1, and spin.
Pantry Raid 14, Deep Sea Green.
Seaweed is on the menu this week, our very first episode delving into the final season of Good Eats. And for those of us interested in the Good Eats cinematic universe, this is our first episode featuring the character Sid Maxberg. I was mainly excited for this week because it involves no pasta whatsoever. Seriously, isn't January the month we're all supposed to be eating lighter? Not me though. For me, the entire month of January was pasta, casserole, more pasta, pasta casserole. Not that I'm complaining about eating delicious food, it's just nice to have something lighter on the menu for a change. On that note, let's start with dessert. Making shortbread, making shortbread. Got some flour that I'm putting in the shortbread. Man, it's a good feeling to be back in front of a stand mixer. I like cooking a whole dang lot, but I love baking. That being said, I'm not a big shortbread person. I find most shortbreads just kind of dry and bland, like snacking on a pie crust without the filling. But I am intrigued by the dulce. I had never heard of it prior to Good Eats. In my research, I found that many use it as a salt alternative. I was curious what it would do to the shortbread. Now, some of y'all might be wondering why I chose to do the shortbreads first when it was the last recipe Alton covered. They need an hour in the oven, and then they've got to cool down completely before snacking. It's that simple. Because I only had 3 recipes to get through, it was nice only having to refer to one single cookbook. I was determined to get through all of my cooking in one evening, so while the shortbreads were in the oven, I got started on the wakame salad, which was the recipe I was most excited to try because there is a special place in my heart for seaweed salad, and yes, I realize that is a funny sentence. If y'all would like to hear the story of how a humble seaweed salad low-key changed my life, let me know in the comments. In fact, while you're there, if you haven't already, would y'all mind liking, sharing, subscribing, following if you haven't already? Your encouragement means the world to me, and I so appreciate y'all spending a little bit of your day with me. But back to the salad at hand, it's pretty straightforward to make. Probably the hardest part is prepping the veg, and I think it may be vegan for what it's worth. Let me know if I'm wrong. Here's the list of ingredients. On that note, all that's left to do are the nori snacks. I wasn't looking forward to making these, and after making them, I feel justified in that. A lot of ingredients, a lot of effort, very little payoff. If you had nori left over from, say, preparing sushi at home, this would be an excellent way to use it up. My issue is that the nori itself is really finicky to work with. Look at it, it's folding like a nervous poker player. And cutting it with a chef's knife? Big mistake. I should have just used a pizza roller. I wound up just tearing most of them. 30 minutes to dry, spritz oil, then oven, you're done. Final thoughts on this seaweed supper? The seaweed snacks had a completely different flavor than I was expecting. Not bad, just not blowing my mind either. I might be convinced to try them again with a different spice mix. Happy to report the wakame salad didn't disappoint, and the shortbread was my favorite. I am now convinced that dulce is made of magic. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all real soon for part 6.